Oh, your mouth is more. Come on, get out of there. Oh my God, have you seen the state of yourself? No, I haven't seen the state of myself because I haven't got a mirror. Oh God. Get a husky, everyone. They like to get muddy and wet and eat weird things out of water. Just on a dog walk. We're not carrying on any further. We're going to go back in the direction we came, but on a different path, which will eventually lead to a path that we came on, but not for a while. And she's absolutely filthy. But I thought I'd film another vlog. I've got a bit of a headache. It might be a dehydration headache because I've not had that much to drink today. I've had 1 bottle of water, a cup of coffee, 2/3 of a Lucozade, about 15 mouthfuls of water, plus 10 mouthfuls of water, 25. That'll be about 200 ml of water, that. So I'm definitely behind. No, we're not going any further. We don't have time. We're meeting my dad in... Hold on. I mean, we have time to carry on for 10 minutes, but if we did, we'd be 10 minutes further away. We're meeting in between... What time is it again? Oh, we've actually got 40 minutes minimum, but it could be 50. It depends if he gets held up. Last week he did. I think it was the same day as well. Or was it the day after? And he was meant to let me know because it was a bit breezy, and it's okay when you're walking because you warm up and you don't feel it as much. But when you stood still for 10, 12 minutes, you do feel it and you get cold. So I did say, please let me know this time for definite if you're going to be late, because I can carry on walking. So I'd rather do that than stand around. But where I am right now, I've got no signal. I mean, he wouldn't know yet anyway. He won't know for about 30 minutes if he's going to run late. So by the time that point is, I will have signal. Well, it'll be in and out for a while, the signal, but I won't get any for a while. So, I am really tired. I don't want to... I mean, I'm always tired, but I couldn't get to sleep. And I don't even want to talk about one of the things that kept me awake. I mean, the main reason is things that I've been going through at the hands of other people for the last God knows how many years. But then, do you know when you like scroll on social media and like on different ones, like it might show you different things. A lot of the time it shows you things that you generally look at, but sometimes it'll throw an oddball in or a curveball or whatever, and it might not be typically what you normally look at, but they do throw the odd thing in. And every now and then I will be like, oh, look at that, or that post looks interesting, or that video, depending on what SM I'm on. And something came up about, there was this woman documenting her journey with, I think it was stage 4 breast cancer. And she was like getting some test results back, and she was like really nervous about it, and she didn't know if it was going to be good results or bad results. If you're doing a poo, don't do it there. Thank you. Don't know what she's doing. It was just really sloppy mud that I would have had to really walk on to get to it. God, I thought that was a person. Oh my God, I nearly had a bloody heart attack. Oh, there is a person coming. I better go in case I've got a dog. And she never like said how it went. And then I was scrolling back on a couple of the, like I went on a profile, and there was like no follow-up video. And this video was from like 6 weeks ago. So I'm thinking, oh my God, did she die? Like, I'm not being dramatic, but she has stage 4 terminal cancer. So you do think that when there's literally no follow-up video, and she's like, oh, I'll update you. And I found when you went on a profile, it linked some of her other social media. And I found she was very active on the other social media, and she never ever gave an update, but she's very much alive and living her life. So, you know, if you're going to do social media and post stuff about things like that, I think you should have someone update it if you're unable to, because someone might come along and get recommended the video like I did, and then wonder if you've got good news or bad news, because obviously you want it to be good news for them. So when there's no follow-up video, you're like, oh God, it was 6 weeks ago, I hope she's okay. Then it reminded me of two people. Oh my God, I don't know if I want to talk about these because I'm going to get upset. One of them recently took their own life, and I didn't really know them, but I knew who they were and stuff. And I don't think I should talk about that, although I don't think I should talk about the other person either. But the other person in particular, not the one who's just took their own life, I actually dreamt about them last night, even though I didn't know them. But I knew of them, and I knew them on social. Well, I didn't know them on social media. I'd seen some of the stuff they were posting. But the other one, I started to follow online about 4 years ago, and this is what kept me up last night, by the way. And she'd been diagnosed with breast cancer, and I think she was like 26 at the time, or 25, 4 years ago. 25, 26, or she might have been 26, and she was documenting her journey, and she was like doing updates every day. They're like little short updates every day. And I ended up following her because she just kept popping up on my feed, and I think sometimes when you start interacting, like just watching, whether or not you're commenting or whatever, you just tend to get things from that person again and again and again. And I did end up following her because I just found what she was doing was helpful for other people, because she was very much like, you need to check yourself, if anything suspicious you need to go see a doctor. Like, she was very much for that, and for people like checking the bodies and stuff, and like discovering it, because like she said, like she didn't expect it at her age. And she would document like the therapies that she was having, and like when she lost her hair and stuff. And even though she was struggling, and like everyone probably would struggle, like losing your hair and things like that, she had this really positive outlook all the time. And she was like, I'm gonna get through this, and like I'm gonna beat it. And she was just super, super positive. Even when she was having the crappiest day and she felt the most unwell, she was super, 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 super positive, no matter what the situation was. And it was kind of infectious to watch someone so positive and happy, who's going through the worst time possible during COVID. And she was living in London, but she was from the northeast, so she was away from her family. She had no one there helping her or supporting her or looking after her. She had to like go to all the appointments on her own. Every time she got bad news or like a setback in her treatment or something, she would pick herself back up really, really quickly. Like, you know, most people, well, not most, but a lot of people would wallow and feel really sorry for themselves. And, you know, don't get me wrong, she would feel sorry for herself, and she'd get really upset and frustrated that it was happening to her. But she would quickly turn it around and be positive and like say, well, this is what needs to be done, I'm going to do this, like it's not what was planned, but things change and I'm going to beat it. And she was always, always super positive about it. And I think maybe 2 months before she died, she got told that it had, I don't even think it was 2 months, that they'd found that it had spread to her brain and other places. And then, because she went quiet on social media. I don't think it was for very long. I think it was like a day or two. And she did a post. It was like a written post, and it weren't a very long post, but it basically said that she needed time to process this news that she'd been given, and that she'd been told that it had spread to her brain, and I think it was a brain and liver and somewhere else. And she said spread is the wrong word to use because they believe that it was always there, but it was just hidden. And she said like she was back in chemotherapy like first thing that morning, and as soon as you hear that cancer spread to the brain, like I know, and I presume the majority of people know and realise that basically once cancer spreads to your brain, that's kind of the end. Like, all that they can do is try and prolong your life, because once it's gone to your brain, you're not going to ever be cured from cancer because it spreads to your brain. And even though when I read her post, and I got upset about it because she was the most bubbliest, happiest, positive person, and to read that I found very upsetting. But because she's this very positive, upbeat person, she quickly made me and maybe other people forget how bad of a prognosis spreading to your brain, the cancer spreading to your brain is. And because she was like determined to live and to beat it, people got caught up in her positive nature and got caught up in believing that she was going to live and survive it. And that was how infectious her positivity about things was. That even when you know yourself that once it's spread to the brain, that's it, she turned it around. But after that point, it was she didn't post every single day. There was like gaps, like days, like 2-3 days gaps. And everyone would always worry when they didn't hear from her, like if she didn't post.